Hey guys, welcome back to Boosted TV. Got a pretty short video for you guys, just going over some of the confirmed features and just kind of my thoughts on how the new Forza game is turning out. Of course, as a lot of you know, back at the end of January of this year, Xbox held this conference, showed off a few games, and one of those games was the new Forza Motorsport 8, or just Forza Motorsport. Essentially, they're going for a soft reboot of the Motorsport series, in which I think is fine. It may get a little confusing in the future, though, because then is it going to be Forza Motorsport 2, or how's that going to work? I don't know if this is just going to be the one-all, be-all Forza game. No more after this one. They just keep updating it, or what? But I guess only time will tell. Now, I was a little skeptical of this game, but as I dug deeper into it and did a little more research on what some of the confirmed features were going to be, I think it is actually going to turn out to be a pretty good racing game. And I think it's going to be what us Xbox people and Xbox racers want and need, which is our version of Gran Turismo. You know, I feel like we have enough of the arcade style or simcade racers out there, and I think we just need a direct competitor to Gran Turismo. You know, something where we can hop on easily, have some good simulation style races, and still kind of have that same Forza customization and community and love and flavor to it. But as with almost all Forza Motorsport trailers, they always focus on the visuals and the technical aspect of it. I think I speak for everyone or all of the serious racing game players out there when I say that we do not really just care about the visuals that much. Don't get me wrong, I do love a good looking game. But I think if they're making a racing game, they need to put more emphasis on the features of the racing. You know, exactly how are the physics? What's changed with the physics? Exactly. Are they adding qualifying different tire compounds? And in which we'll get to that later. But yeah, I think they're going at this at the wrong direction. Turn 10, they always talk about visuals first. And I think they need to talk about the racing first. Just my 2 cents on that. Getting on into the confirmed features for the game, I'm very, very happy to announce that they have confirmed that the game will have advanced tire and fuel management. So what that means is that we will be getting multiple tire compounds that you can change mid-race, and the fuel management will be a lot more realistic. So tire wear, fuel management, and the multiple tire compounds, so soft, medium, hard tires. And since the game has been confirmed to have dynamic weather, I think it's safe to say that we'll probably get some rain tire compounds in there as well. So awesome. Huge step in the right direction. Us Forza fans, we've been crying for proper tire and fuel management for eons, so I'm elated to hear that they're going to be including that into the game. It looks like that they teased pit crews in one of the trailers that came out last year. Pit crews haven't been fully confirmed yet, but I think it's pretty safe to say that we'll probably be getting full pit crews. They've also confirmed that there will be qualifying laps. From Chris Isaki, he's the lead creative director of the game. He's confirmed that it would be a race weekend style structure, so it'll have open practice, qualifying, and it'll essentially have set times that the races will start. Very, very similar to Gran Turismo. In my opinion, I think that's a good step in the right direction. It's an awesome first step. Of course, they can always improve on that as the game ages and goes on, but I'm just happy that we're at least getting that. Then of course the game is going to have this brand new damage model, and they call it in-depth car building. I'm not really sure what they mean by that. Turn 10 is always super vague with the description of the features of the games before they come out, because they did say that it would be, I think he said 800 different ways that you can customize cars, or 800 different parts that you can customize the cars with. I would take that with a grain of salt, because as you can see in the newest trailer, they still have the same recycled Forza Motorsport Aero wing that they put on the back of that red Miata that they've been using, I think, since the first Motorsport game. So I'm sure when they say 800 parts that you can customize the cars with, I will guarantee that out of the 500 cars, each car is going to have one Forza Aero. So it's probably just clever marketing and clever wording there. So you know how Turn 10 gets down. Now, in regards to the single player for the game, this hasn't been fully confirmed, but there have been some rumors going around that it's going to feature a character storyline with full-on cinematics. Kind of think Need for Speed, and that's fine. It's probably not where I'm going to spend a lot of my time, because usually when racing games try to incorporate stories into them, they're typically really cheesy. They're not really that good. They're just kind of there to kind of pad some time. But more features are better features, in my opinion. I'll never turn down more features. It's also been rumored that it'll have rally racing and off-road racing. So probably we can expect to see some rallycross. Another good thing is that they said that the game is going to include the most race cars ever included in a Forza game at launch, which is awesome, because I love race cars. I love GT class cars. It's my favorite category of racing. So it's really, really awesome to hear that. They've also released a list of about 81 confirmed cars. I'll put that in the description below for you guys to look over and read, because there's quite a few cars. There are a few new race cars, so that's awesome, because I get sick and tired of racing the same old Ferrari 458 race car and the same old C7 race car. So that's good that they've got some newer race cars at launch. Okay, so moving on. Chris Izuki also touched briefly on the updated physics for the game. He said during the stream, to put the physics work into perspective, the changes we made from Forza Motorsport 7 till now is more than the changes we made from Forza 4 through Forza 7. It's basically a huge generational leap coming to the game. So that's awesome. Of course, we know they've made some major changes to the tire collision models. The tires have always had basically a single point of contact with the track surface, and they used to refresh at about 60 hertz, so at about 60 times per second, the tire model would get new information from what the tires were doing. But now, in Forza Motorsport 8, the engine actually refreshes at about 360 times per second, and there are multiple points of contact from the tire to the track. And of course, when you throw in the different tire compounds, hard, medium, and soft, you know, it's gonna completely overhaul and change the whole Forza Motorsport experience. And I think it'll really make it a lot deeper and a lot more fun to race and play on. And another feature that they've got coming to the game is that installing different types of upgrades will change the sound of your car. Now, if I can recall, I believe Forza Horizon 5 was supposed to have this feature, but it didn't ship with it. I specifically remember watching a stream where they were showing the game off before it released, and they were showing different muffler upgrades, and it was changing the way that the car sounded. But I guess maybe the feature wasn't ready yet, or they were just using it as a test bed and they just decided to put it on the Forza Motorsport game. I don't know, but sounds like a fun feature, cool feature. Hopefully it's done correctly and it's not just like a slider that just changes like the pitch up or down for the car. You know, hopefully they've got some good technology going into that. But it's definitely a good feature, definitely something I'm looking forward to. Of course, the game is going to run at 4K, 60 FPS. Not sure if they're going to have like a high performance mode, maybe like 120 FPS with a lower resolution or something like that. I'm sure they probably will. That's a common feature on a lot of the current generation games. Of course, it's going to release on Xbox Series XS and PC. Day one release for Game Pass subscribers. Game Pass is awesome. Just going to throw that in there. The game is going to also launch with 20 environments. 5 of the environments are going to be brand new to the Forza series, including one that's based in South Africa called Kyalami. And they showcase this track so much in the new trailer, it almost makes me feel like that Kyalami like sponsored this game, because they're like, hey, yeah, look, we're racing on Kyalami has never looked so good in a game before. Kyalami looks awesome. Thought that was super weird in the trailer. But currently the confirmed tracks are of course Spa, Kyalami, Laguna Seca, Maple Valley's returning, Silverstone, Suzuki, and they've got a new original track called Hakone. It's a Japanese-inspired racetrack, completely new to the Forza series, so that'll be fun and exciting to see. Hopefully we get a lot more real-life tracks, because that's kind of what I like doing. I love GT racing. Original tracks are cool and all, but I'm a huge F1 fan, so I love, you know, watching them race on the tracks on TV. Then I can hop on a game and race those myself. Okay, and lastly, before we wrap up the video here, they originally had a playtest that they did in May of 2021. According to the Turn 10 team, they said that the playtesters, they did have a very, very positive reaction to the game and the state of the game that it was in at that time. And they'll actually have more playtests coming up this year that supposedly that we can sign up for. Not sure how to sign up for that yet, but as soon as I find out, I will let you guys know. And that pretty much wraps up all of the newest confirmed features for the game. I did just want to speak on it briefly, on kind of what my thoughts are about the game. I was very, very skeptical of this game when they first showed that original trailer for it last year. But I think with Chris Isky confirming a bunch of things over the last couple months, it's got me feeling pretty good about it now. It's got me feeling really good. Because I don't own a PlayStation, but I watch Gran Turismo YouTubers all the time. Super GT is one of my favorite YouTubers out there. And that's always something that I wish we had on the Xbox side. You know, like a true simulation racing game. And I think Forza Motorsport is shaping up to be that. Turn 10 always scares me with their trailers though, because they put so much of an emphasis on visuals and fidelity. But I think this Chris Isky guy is doing a really good job of informing the community, you know, outside of the trailers. And I think the more they communicate and the more they tell us about these smaller features, I think that the better off that the game will be. And I'm a huge Forza fanboy. I think I've been kind of waiting on another definitive Forza game. Because originally Forza Motorsport 4 was a definitive Forza game for me. I mean, that game was amazing. Best Forza to date. I still remember when Team Blackjack released that trailer for Fujimi Kaido. Blew my mind back in the day. That's what really got me into wanting to be a content creator and what really got me into cars, to be honest. I've been playing Forza since the very first one of the original Xbox games since I was a kid. So hopefully this Forza Motorsport reboot will bring us back to the golden days, to the golden era. Hopefully they can include the ability to create like public lobbies and create like custom titles for the game, because I remember back in the day, you know, before they added like points drifting, people would do like drift battles on the racetrack. There were like certain sections that people came together where they said this is where drift battles are going to happen. They would have judges on the corners, and oh man, it was a good time. But guys, I appreciate you watching the video. More videos coming soon. Whenever there's new news for Forza, I will be sure to upload a video about it. See you guys next time.